الرحمن الرحیم۔ معزز خواتین و حضرات، پاکستان کے قومی دن کے موقع پہ میں جناب ہائی کمشنر واجد شمس الحسن، بیگم زرینہ واجد شمس الحسن، تمام افسران اور اسٹاف ممبران کی طرف سے آج کی اس پرچم کشائی کی تقریب میں آپ کو خوش آمدید کہتا ہوں۔ تقریب کے باقاعدہ آغاز کے لیے میں دعوت دوں گا جناب قاری عبدالکمال کو کہ وہ آئیں اور تلاوت کلام پاک فرمائیں۔ قاری عبدالکلام صاحب۔
اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم۔
پہلے صدر پاکستان جناب آصف علی زرداری کی طرف سے قوم کے نام پیغام کی پڑھ کر سنانے کے لیے دعوت دوں گا ڈپٹی ہائی کمشنر جناب گدیجی صاحب سے۔
72 years ago, on this day, the Muslims of the subcontinent formally committed through a resolution to work for achieving a separate homeland for themselves. With the blessings of Allah and through the heroic struggle of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah and the founding fathers, the Muslims of the subcontinent achieved their objective on August 14, 1947. Within a short span of 7 years of the expression of their resolve. Our founding fathers had resolved to carve out an independent state where there will be democracy and where constitutionalism and rule of law would reign supreme. Unfortunately, successive dictators tried to stifle the democratic aspirations of the people. Constitutionalism and the rule of law was trampled upon by dictators, sometimes under the doctrine of necessity and sometimes under the theory of successful revolution. The unanimous Constitution of 1973 was disfigured by successive dictators to suit their own political ambitions, but the democratic aspirations could never be killed. On the eve of Pakistan Day this year, it is reassuring to realize that the Parliament has successfully removed the vestiges of dictatorship and restored the democratic constitution of Pakistan. On this day, let us resolve that we will not permit any dictator to usurp the basic fundamental rights of our people, nor allow them to trample on our democratic aspirations. This requires that we work in the spirit of tolerance, mutual accommodation, and respect for dissent. Let us also resolve that we will uphold the Constitution and never allow it to be abrogated, subverted or held in abeyance. It is also important to uphold the independence of judiciary in accordance with the Constitution. Unless there is rule of law and everyone is equal before law, and unless we all work within the constitutionally defined parameters, stability will elude us. I hope that the Parliament, the people, and all institutions of state will work in harmony towards this end. I pray to Allah Almighty to bless our efforts to prove ourselves worthy of the heritage bequeathed to us by the Quaid-e-Azam.
اعظم پاکستان کے پیغام کے لیے دعوت دوں گا تھرڈ سیکرٹری راہیل کو کہ وہ آ کر وزیر اعظم پاکستان کا پیغام پڑھ کے سنائیں۔
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ میسج آف سید یوسف رضا گیلانی، پرائم منسٹر آف پاکستان on Pakistan Day, 23rd March 2012. Today is a landmark day in the history of Pakistan when the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent adopted the historic Lahore Resolution in the 27th annual meeting of All India Muslim League put forth by Mr. Fazl-e Haq on 23rd March 1940. at the famous Minto Park, now known as Minar-e-Pakistan. This resolution gave an idea to the Muslims and united them for the attainment of a shared objective. It was such an event which changed the course of history for the Indian Muslims. The resolution demanded the establishment of a separate state based on the higher ideals of Islamic social justice and human compassion. In his concluding remarks, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah described the event as a milestone in the history of Hindustan. He said, the more the Muslims organized themselves, the more they would get closer to their destination. Though Allama Dr. Muhammad Iqbal in 1930 gave an idea for the establishment of a separate homeland in his famous Allahabad address, there was still a need of a visionary leader to translate this concept into reality. The Qaid, endowed with the qualities of statesmanship, rose to the occasion to steer the ship of the Muslims from the tempest it was stuck in. Renowned American historian Stanley Wolpert has paid a glowing tribute to his leadership in the following words: few individuals significantly alter the course of history. Fewer still modify the map of the world. Hardly anyone can be credited with creating a nation state. Muhammad Ali Jinnah did all three. The Qaid said to his secretary once, after the approval of the Lahore resolution, Iqbal is not present amongst us today. Had he been alive, he would have been happy to know that we fulfilled his desire. The British imperialists and the Hindu leadership were both opposed to the establishment of a separate state and wanted to keep the subcontinent united at all costs. The Qaid remained steadfast in his demand that no solution of the Indian political and constitutional problem except the creation of a new state would be acceptable to the Muslims. He believed that in a united India, the Muslims would be relegated to the status of second-class citizens. So he waged a determined struggle to carve out a state where the Muslims could live their individual and collective life in accordance with their traditions. While delivering a speech in Peshawar on 24th November 1945, the Quaid-e-Azam said, our religion, our culture and Islamic ideals are our driving force to achieve independence. Pakistan not only means freedom and independence, but the Muslim ideology which has to be preserved. He was of the considered view that the European model of democracy was not applicable to United India, as it would provide majority with an opportunity to establish its government, and the minorities would become subjugated. The Lahore resolution, which was later on very rightly described as Pakistan resolution, changed the destiny of the Indian Muslims. It gave an impetus to their struggle and fired their passion to realize the dream of a separate state. This explains why Pakistan came into being as the largest Islamic state on the map of the world within a short span of 7 years in 1947. Today, Pakistan as a flourishing democracy enjoys an honorable place in the Committee of Nations. The present democratic government is committed to preserving our great cultural heritage, distinct political and civilizational identity in the light of the vision of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and Shaheed Muhtarama Benazir Bhutto. We are making our earnest efforts to bring about economic and social revolution in keeping with the spirit of the Pakistan resolution. The government revived the Constitution of 1973 in its original form by deleting the dictatorial insertions from it. We undertook broad-based reforms in political, legislative and administrative domains, which include the 18th, 19th and 20th Constitutional Amendments, empowerment of women, the 7th NFC Award, self-governance to Gilgit-Baltistan, deletion of concurrent list, devolution of power to federating units, and revival of the Council of Common Interest, etc. In an effort to address the long-standing grievances of the Baloch people and remove their sense of deprivation, the democratic government introduced Aghazi-e-Balochistan to mainstream the role of the Baloch in the national development. The government has just completed its 4th year in office, and the success of a coalition government owes itself to the policy of reconciliation and consensus espoused by Shaheed Muhtarama Benazir Bhutto. Though we did encounter a few problems on the way, but we did not allow these hurdles to hamper our march towards progress and development, for which the entire nation deserves to be congratulated. 23rd March is not only a day of celebration, but also an opportunity to reiterate our pledge to keep working hard for the attainment of the objectives contained in the Pakistan Resolution. On this auspicious occasion, we pledge to uphold the supremacy of democracy and rule of law at every cost. We need to strengthen the principles of mutual tolerance, brotherhood and reconciliation to foster unity in our ranks. We have to strengthen our national security and independence in accordance with our national aspirations. The day demands of us to revive the Spirit of Pakistan movement in its entirety. I pray to Allah Almighty to enable us to protect Pakistan and put it on the rails of progress and prosperity. Ameen.
اور اب میں درخواست کروں گا جناب واجد شمس الحسن ہائی کمشنر فار پاکستان سے کہ وہ آئیں اور قومی دن کے موقع پہ اپنے خیالات کا اظہار فرمائیں. جناب ہائی کمشنر.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. خواتین حضرات، میں آپ کو تہہ دل سے اپنے پاکستان ہائی کمیشن اور میرے ساتھی اور خواتین سب کو مبارکباد دیتا ہوں پاکستان کی اس پروسیس پر. آپ نے صدر مملکت اور وزیر اعظم پاکستان کے میسیجز سنے، وہ بڑے متدل اور بہت ہی پاکستان کی تاریخ، پاکستان کیا تھا، کیسے کس ان حالات میں کیسے پہنچا، انہوں نے ذکر کیا. آج کل کے حالات آپ دیکھ رہے ہیں پاکستان کے جو ہیں وہ آپ کے سامنے ہیں، اور ان میں کافی چیزیں میں یہ سمجھتا ہوں بحیثیت ایک تاریخ کے اسٹوڈنٹ کے اور پولیٹیکل سائنس کے اسٹوڈنٹ کے یہ بہت ساری چیزیں ہمارے پاکستان میں اس وقت سیٹل ہو رہی ہیں جن سے فیوچر پاکستان کا ایک جمہوریت، پروگریسو اور لبرل نیشن اسٹیٹ کے طور پر فرض کرے گا. آپ نے دیکھا کہ 4 سال سے جب سے یہ آپ کی جمہوری حکومت اقتدار میں آئی ہے، ہر قسم کے اسپیکولیشن ہوئی ہیں، ہر قسم کے پروپیگنڈا ہوا ہے کہ آج جا رہی ہے، کل جا رہی ہے، 23 مارچ کو جا رہی ہے، سینٹ کے الیکشن سے پہلے جا رہی ہے، کورٹ کے ڈیسیژن چلی جائے گی. یہ سب چیزیں ہونے کے باوجود اس سارے 4 سال کے اندر حکومت جمہوریت جو ہے وہ بہت ہی اسٹرانگ نمٹ ہوئی ہے. یعنی کہ اس میں آپ دیکھیے پریزیڈنٹ آف پاکستان جنہوں نے 18 امینڈمنٹ لا کر اپنی ساری جو پاورز مختلف ہمارے جو ڈکٹیٹر تھے انہوں نے یوزر کی تھی کانسٹیٹیوشن کو ٹرانسفر کر دی، کانسٹیٹیوشن کو واپس دے دی، پارلیمنٹ کو واپس دے دی، اور پارلیمنٹ کو ایک ساون حیثیت واپس مل گئی. وزیر اعظم پاکستان جو ہیں وہ ریئل چیف ایگزیکٹو ہیں، ان کو پاور واپس مل گئی. پاکستان پارلیمنٹ جو ہے اس وقت ایک ایسا مقتدر ادارہ ہے جس کے پاس جس وہ جو کہ اس کو کہا جائے کہ ریزروائر آف آل پاور ہے، اور اسی سے ساری پاور دوسرے انسٹیٹیوشنز کو ملتی ہے. یہ سب جگہ اب اسٹیبلش ہو گیا ہے اور انشاءاللہ اگلے الیکشن تک اور فردر اسٹیبلش ہو جائے گا کہ اب پاکستان کی پارلیمنٹ کی ساورنٹی کو کوئی چیلنج کرنے والا ادارہ نہیں ہوگا.